So, hello fellow coin and banknote collectors, how you going today? My name is Glenn, and today I have this 2015 20 cent uncirculated coin set. This is a commemorative set. They were all minted by the Royal Australian Mint, proudly supported by a bank, and they were issued via newspapers. In Melbourne it would have been the Herald Sun, but then a newspaper owned by News Corp, which is a right-wing crappy newspaper. Who the hell reads newspapers? Only old people. So this actually commemorates, the First World War. Because 2014 to 2018, the Royal Australian Mint is issuing a lot of coins to commemorate the First World War. And Australia is in fact just commemorating different aspects of every year. And this is the first one. So these were issued in 2015, 2016, 2017. There was none issued this year, 2018, and there was none issued in 2014. So I hope you want to pause that and read it. That would be awesome. So if you fold this out, you have different sections for which you can actually put coins in. So this is the home front. The home front will go here. So the home front will go there, the home front. And you can put coin covers, the coins in there. But it's actually a bit hard to actually get the coins in there. You usually eventually rip one of these with when you try and do it. And on the reverse, it just has the information, like the Australian Flying Corps, which is the 1st Australian Air Force. Okay, the home front, which is pretty much the same information as actually on the coin card. And it has different images on them. So let's go over the coins themselves. So these are not in order. So here we have Remembrance Day. So this will be in November. You had some information there. Remembrance Day is the end of the First World War on the 11th of the 11th, 1918. And that actually is an armistice. It wasn't actually the peace treaty. It's just to stop the war. And here we have the poppy, which represents, the Australian forces in World War One. I have Navy, Army, and that's Air Force. And as you can see, you can't see the reverse, but it just has the normal commemoration. And it has all the information of the people who are actually depicted on it. Second coin, the last post. It's when they play the bugle. They can play it at funerals and all that stuff. And here we have 4 soldiers. This is most likely at a funeral. And it's also played on commemorations as well. And here we have the information of how the last post evolved. So it's come from British Army in the 17th century. So 300 years old. Not bad. Oh, mateship. So this is really an Australian thing, or we think. Well, quite frankly, every country in the armed forces has mateship. Australians just call it mateship. It's just a bonding that we have in the Australian armed forces. And here we have this picture, also same image on a coin, of an Australian soldier carrying another soldier. He's either been wounded, which looks like he's been wounded in the leg, or he's actually sick as well. But if he had an internal injury, I doubt it very much. They'll be carrying him like that. They'd probably put him on a stretcher or keep him still somewhere. So that's what mateship is about. And on my site, Australian English, which I do, I've also already explained what mateship is. Some of you people here already know that channel. So if you'd like to go check it out, I'll leave a link down below to mateship. So thank you very much. So there's information. Private John Simpson. Simpson and his donkey. So Simpson had a donkey, and he actually never had an arm, but he used to go and get wounded soldiers and take it back to where the medical station is. So he's pretty famous in Australian folklore. Oh, here we go. This is probably the first one, isn't it? Not too sure. Looks like it is. This commemorates, Australian soldiers are on there, and they're on a ship. In 1914, air travel was just started. There was no such thing as large-scale air travel, and people still travelled by ship, and it would have taken a few months to actually get there. So these are Australian soldiers on a ship. And I'm not too sure if any of my relatives fought in World War One. I know they did in World War Two and Vietnam. But World War One, not too sure. There's pictures of people. I would say most likely they would have participated somehow. So, next one, war correspondents. So these are journalists, two guys. So, seems whatever picture is there is also on there. There's a soldier in the background. Can we get a close up? Some of these coins are good, some of them are bad. This one seems to be alright. And Charles Bean and Kenneth Murdoch. Oh, the Australian Air Force. Royal Australian Air Force was called the Australian Flying Corps. In 1921 it became the Royal Australian Air Force. And this was the first incarnation of the Australian Air Force. Now, this is a biplane. It's called a biplane because it's got two wings. Triplane has 3 wings. And the monoplane just has 1 wing. Beautiful. As information of the people. Next coin. The Australian Army. Well, it looks like a bunch of ferals, man. Suppose. Being in a hellhole, not surprised. Does that coin look okay? Yeah, it looks pretty alright. People in the photo. And it has information of, don't see any names there. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, dear light horsemen. So these are just infantry on horseback. And these pretty much a cavalry force. Australian Imperial Forces. Cavalry, so cavalry in the ancient times, ancient Greek and Romans were used to actually destroy infantry because they were pretty fast, light, and they could maneuver pretty fast as well. And pretty much, we have mobile infantry now. But cavalry, what's taken over cavalry? Tanks. But what else? Yeah. Armies have changed a lot in 2,000 years. And here's a guy galloping around on his horse. And who are these two guys in this picture? Palestinian town of Beersheba. Oh, that is the charge of the Light Brigade. When Australian forces, the Turks would have thought that they would actually get off their horses and just go a normal cavalry formation, but no, they actually charged and ran into the town on their horses, and they suffered very few casualties because apparently the Turks didn't actually recalibrate their firing line, and they actually didn't kill many Australians, and I presume most Turks would have surrendered as well. Okay, it was taking less than an hour. In this charge, 31 men and 70 horses were killed. That will be Allies, so Australians. And I'm not too sure how many Turks were actually killed. Oh, the home front. Oh, next coin. Do you like my carpet? My carpet looks awesome. Okay, Gallipoli landing 1915. This is pretty disastrous because they landed on the wrong beach. And the Turks managed to pin them down quite early on, and they were unable to make much advance, so eventually they abandoned this beach. It has on the coin, so let's have a look. It has Australian soldiers disembarking from a landing craft, and that would have been terrible at the start. If the Turks had known, they would have been like a field day of shooting soldiers. Okay, 25th Battles of Gallipoli. Let's have a look at the next one. Unknown soldier. So a lot of countries have unknown soldiers. So he's a a soldier guarding the actual tomb. And this is in the war memorial. So actually, when I went to the war memorials in Vietnam, in North Vietnam, I mean, the northern part, Hanoi, and in Taiwan, they also had a Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and I presume most countries actually do now, or a lot of countries anyway. And it's just a tomb of a soldier who died, but they do not have his identification. Now they can use DNA to identify soldiers with close relatives that are genetically related, but back then there was no such thing in practice. So, no, yep. We'll exhume, reburied, and show more memorial. So, that I have no idea who that guy is. Another one, Australian Navy. Okay, there's a, looks like a submarine. Type of submarine, all submarines. Submarines are pretty advanced. So, naval warfare, naval ships are actually pretty advanced, they're diesel type. AE1, AE2 both lost during the early chapters of World War I in the early days. Everyone knows about the U-boats, the German U-boats, but they don't really know about the Allied ones as well. Neither do I. Okay, here you go, Simpson and his donkey. So wartime animals, so there's a donkey, transporting a wounded soldier with a soldier that's actually not wounded, so he actually doesn't fall off his horse, or donkey or whatever. So wartime animals, there were a lot of horses that were used during the First World War, some donkeys, and probably a lot of other animals like dogs were used for probably sniffing out stuff, explosives, enemy troops, who knows, don't know, I don't really want to read about the First World War because it's just too sad. Oh, and the last one is nurses, so female nurses, they were pretty much female back then. Now males are also coming into it. I don't know why it's a female profession. Mainly probably because females could actually not work whatever they wanted. They were restricted to certain endeavours. But now, with enlightenment, I'd like to say, females can pretty much join whatever profession they want, and that's the way it should be. So here's the Red Cross. So in some Islamic countries, it's called the Red Crescent because they're Muslim majority countries. But in most other countries, it's the Red Cross. You have a nurse. Who is this nurse? Okay, France. And nurses pretty much served everywhere. 3,000 nurses. Yeah. It doesn't actually have the name of these two nurses here. Okay, Lemnos. They used to have their own language about 3,000 years ago, Lemnian language, which is related to Etruscan. So, that is my, coin set. And they're pretty easy to get. You'll probably be paying like, how much? Well, there is a $1. You'll be paying like $300 for that. That's a red poppy one. But these coins you'll be paying like, I don't know, 20, 30, no, not 20, 30, $2 or $3, maybe. $5 on eBay. You can get one of those coin covers. But to get this whole set, depends where you get it from. On eBay, it costs about $60. I don't sell them because it's too big for postage. Postage is just too much, especially international postage will be pretty prohibitive. So, I hope you like this coin set and have an awesome coin collecting time, people. Give this video a thumbs up if you like coins and banknotes, and have an awesome coin collecting day. Bye bye.